you know, I feel a little bit, I feel a bit guilty about telling that story about Brian Ferry.
It's all true.
That's absolutely
The trunks were blue.
Blue trunks, yeah. But there's other stuff about Brian Ferry for some reason in this book. He reoccurs in other ways, and he had, as a kid, a huge impact on me. You know, his voice I found and continue to find one of the most haunting voices in rock and roll, and there are other bits in the book that refer to a kind of curse that Brian Ferry put over my life.
Did his lawyers have to vet the book?
No.
What was it about Brian? Is it because...
Is that you or me? It's one of those fuckers.
Was there an element of childhood hero who has a writer's block, and here's you, who seems to have no problems with writer's block? Was there an element of smugness in that encounter, perhaps?
Well, it's a comic. It was a comic moment for me. It wasn't a comic moment for Brian. But you know, I don't know. I don't really know what he's up to these days, and but it was just, I don't know. You know, I don't. You know, I don't have writer's block. I don't think I've ever had that, but I certainly have periods where nothing of any worth happens, and you know, so it's not like I'm actually just endlessly pouring this stuff out.
Mm-hmm. I mean, there seems to be kind of a sense where you can pull in ideas from all over the place. You know, I think back to Higgs Boson Blues with the memorable image of Miley Cyrus in our swimming pool in Toluca Lake. Comes in, Robert Johnson's in the
same swimming pool thing.
Mm. Yeah. Okay. Is that what it is? Is it pools?
Pools, swimming pools have a sort of haunted feel for me.
Well, pools and bridges. Bridges recur repeatedly in the book as well.
In this book?
Yeah.
Yeah. There's the boy on the bridge. It's a story that I told in 20,000 Days, actually, which is something that I used to do as a kid. But there's an idea running through the book really about memory and the kind of the gradual sort of retelling of stories and the kind of manufacturing, or at least the kind of edifying, you know, the editing of memory and the kind of perfecting of memory that we all do to create this mythic narrative of our lives that is a theme that runs through.
I mean, this was a year after Push the Sky Away came out, which was your most successful album in a long time. It was #1 in 8 countries, your first ever #1 in Australia. So in that regard, the band were on a high. How did that impact on your creative thought processes, given that you had this pretty big acclaim?
No. It doesn't really factor into things, really. I'm really pleased with that record. You know, it's one of those records that I could probably listen to, or sit there and actually listen to and kind of enjoy, and not find huge. I would find faults in it, but I wouldn't find huge faults in it for me.
I think you said in the Sunday Times interview that because it was successful, you found yourself unconsciously writing songs in that manner afterwards, and you tried to jolt yourself out of that.
Did I say that?
You did.
Yeah, I mean, that was part of wanting to write these. It's actually, I mean, if I said it in the fucking Sunday Times, I probably don't have to say it again. But no one reads it. Okay, so what was what did I say in the Sunday Times?
You feared that you were just going to repeat yourself because it had done so well.
Okay, so what I was, it wasn't actually that. It was just that I want to do, you know, with each record I want to do something different. I don't want it to be the same kind of thing. And that record was hanging quite heavy over me lyrically, and I was writing a lot of stuff, which actually always happens. that sounded a lot like that particular record. Not because I want to repeat that, because you're just kind of, you've got to kind of divest yourself of the dregs of the last record, and that's why I wrote the Sick Bag song, and that's what the Sick Bag song began as literally as a sick bag to vomit the sort of the remains of what has gone before, so that I could start on something new. As it turned out, the Sick Bag song became something that was quite different for me to write, a different thing.
We talked 2 years ago, Mermaids was about to come out as a single, and I said to you, what are you going to do about radio play vis-a-vis the line, you know, she was a catch?
I thought I fucking recognised you.
That was me. I apologise. You said, I said the line, you know, she was the catch, I was the match, she was going to fire up her snatch. I said, Radio 1 ain't going to play that. And he said, yeah, we're just going to cut it off.
Did we?
Yeah, well, you said you were going to do it.